Good morning, Denise here, Junk Journal Junkie UK. I think this video might come to you a little bit late because I'm a little bit late recording it today. Just behind with everything I had to do this morning, woke up with a headache and you don't hear all that. But anyway, I'm a bit late, beyond me time, but it'll get to you eventually, so sorry about that. So I've stitched together the signature like I said I would, stitched it into the book, decided to do it off camera, didn't want the pressure, and I'm so pleased I did because gosh, doesn't happen very often but occasionally it does, and it did this time. As I was putting the signature in, I got a little bit wonky with I didn't realise at the time, I just carried on doing it, sewing it in, so one side of the top part of the signature was not where it should have been through the pages, so then I put it down and had to go off and have a few minutes as well. That was yesterday, but I've sorted it out now, as you always can do in the junk journaling. Yeah, goodness me, in the craft, in the junk journaling craft. So I'll show you what I did and see what you think. Okay, so I'm not sure that I would work with the crushed velvet, the stretchy crushed velvet again. It's beautiful to look at and feel, but it's it's fought me all the way. Okay, so it's been a bit of a tricky, bit of a devil, this one. Okay, so I still haven't, I don't know if I've got you a bit too close there actually. Let's see, be a nice clear picture I suppose. So I still haven't stuck these in yet. I think they might need some stitching as well, but I did do the back tag which we did together yesterday, so I just stitched around it, put a couple of a word and a Tracy Fox label on it, although you probably can't see that, I've stitched over it now, and just a velvet tag. And I don't know if you remember, but at the bottom it had a bare piece, well, a piece of the recipe book, so I've put on it just an offcut from one of the fairy pages that I was fussy cutting from. And I love the way the velvet's caught in the machine and gone all wrinkly at the back. Sometimes in junk journaling we try to do that on purpose and it's not as easy as you think, but I really like that. It's definitely the junk journal look. So it's a nice slim tag, which is what we're after. It's a nice big tag, and the blue is ever so slightly going to stick out over the top of the journal, which I like to see things. And the bunny, which is what I was hoping for, we won't see all his face, but he's got an eye and some big ears sticking out over the top of the tag that's going in front, and the same with the back one. So I did the same, stitched around it. Take the fairy out, or I put a bit of lace on the bottom when I stitched it as well. So this is the other rabbit, same thing, he's got a bit of velvet for a tab at the top. I put a bit of a label and a word on the bottom and just stitched around. And he's got a Tracy Fox ticket on the bottom just to tie him in with the front one a bit. And he does exactly the same. You just get, I think, a view of his ears, and perhaps, yeah, if you put her in a bit of a slant, he's got one eye looking at you. Oh no, they're both there. And the same again, he will just, the top of the tag will just tip out. Okay, so I was pleased with those. I just need to get them set in. So the signature, as you can see, because it was only like a millimetre or so out at the top, the pages weren't too wonky, they look fairly straight, especially with, I'd put the lace on before I actually sewed the signature in, but hopefully the lace is helping it look straight anyway. But it was ever so slightly out here, which I thought would compromise the papers, as you were constantly turning the pages over and over and over. I didn't want the papers ripping because they weren't exactly central. So in the end I went with putting some, I thought I had a piece to show you, yeah, this ribbon. It's not glittery, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, that won't come to me. It's not translucent, but it's something like that. That'll catch the light and shimmer. So, and it was only the first 2 or 3 pages, but obviously I couldn't just put some down 2 pages and not the rest of the book, so I've kind of done some in the front and some in the back to make it part of the And as I work the book and open it out more, it's a little bit stiff at the moment, but as I work it, train the papers, it will it'll relax a bit and be a bit more. I'll add some in it anyway. So I've done some at the front, some at the back. Actually will make it a lot stronger for overfilling the pockets and things like that, because those pages now are not going anywhere, definitely not going anywhere. So I won't say a happy accident, because I'd rather not have had to do it, but I think once pages are filled and that's on there, you're barely going to notice it's there, to be honest. So what we're going to do today, that's enough. I'll show you the back where I've put some in the back as well, so that you can see, go through the signature. So that's the one that I stitched on the film that I started and wasn't actually filming, so I put some in the back as well, so that'll make that pocket a nice strong one to fill with something. Like I say, before I put the signature in, I'd sewn some pieces of lace. Sorry, my table's very squeaky this morning on some of the pages. I just find it's I like the sewing, and sometimes it's better than glue all the time. That piece had the green in anyway. I think there was some more in the middle that I added, yeah, just so that it wasn't all in one spot. And I think there was probably another one at the front here somewhere, can't remember. Anyway, I stopped when I got to the split pages, definitely, because I didn't want those pages sticking together, and they're absolutely fine. So that's the waterfall pages. You can see how they work. Yep. You can see the pages are absolutely fine. They're not compromised here. I put some gold on this one just to tie it in a little bit, because what I did do is I brought these creases in further. If you remember, it stuck out quite a bit, and I was going to leave it, but I decided I didn't like it. It was annoying me sticking out over the side, so I recreased it, and I put some gold ribbon where the original creases were. Not really to hide them, because to be honest you couldn't see them that much, but just in case they weren't as strong there as they should have been once I'd folded them. So I put some either side as well to tie that in. Okay, so that's that lovely centre. It's all quite thick now with the ribbon, but it will soften out. Beautiful centre there. So that's got gold both sides, there and there. Ooh, I haven't brought a drink with me today either, I'm a bit croaky. Yep, those lovely waterfall pages. So I'm so annoyed because the rest of it's sewn in beautifully. I don't know how I did it, but I think it was a self-fulfilling prophecy, because I was tempted to do it on video, and then I thought, oh, if it all goes wrong like it does occasionally, I know I could not use the video, but then I've kind of wasted time, etc. So I thought, no, I'll just sew it in like I said I would, and then show you. And I'm so pleased I did. Yep, so that one will be on there. And like I say, I'll have to keep training it and squashing it, but you do with most journals anyway. So we're going to work today. I'm not going to be here too long, hopefully. Today, few, you say, because I've done a couple of long videos, and I think I might be starting to lose my voice a little bit. So what I want to do, I don't work through it from front to back, page by page, but I am going to for the first couple of pages, because when I stitched this paper on, I noticed this page has got the writing upside down, which wouldn't bother me per se. We have lots of things with writing going in all different directions, but because it's all upside down, I thought I'd probably cover it up. So I've got the tags from the kit and the pockets from the kit that go with the papers, so I thought for here, and it just covers that perfectly, if we just, and they've got the beautiful paper on them, I printed on the back, we just put some fussy cut fairies and a bit of lace and a bit of bling maybe on them, they would be perfect in there, and they would go nice next to this pink page here. So that's a fairly easy make, and we'll get us started. So I'm going to do the front one and the back one exactly the same. So one on there and one on there, and we'll get the fussy cuts out. And then I was looking at this one thinking, all the tags that we've made are nice, but I haven't got any, you know, page size really big for this. So I was looking through the ephemera that we made, just to see before we created a new one. Oh, I've got it all out here underneath the book. So I was digging through and admiring the pieces that I like, because that's what I like to do when I make stuff. It's interesting because I've got a lot of bluey purples, and the journal is quite pinky, but there are a lot of bluey purples in the Flower Fairies. So these are the pieces that I love. Not her, I do love her, but she's too big. I'll probably only put one of those flips in, but I really liked the way they came out. Anyway, and these, which I was thinking of would be nice on covers. And when I came to these, I thought, no, then they're nice and big. Perhaps I could back them onto something and use those as big journal tags. And I thought I'll just try them in the book, in those big pockets. And they fit perfectly. And this one fits in the back. So I don't know if they want a bit more around the outside, perhaps some stitching and things like that. This one definitely needs backing, and obviously they'll need tabs on. But I find this a lot when you make quite a bit of ephemera before you start your journal, that actually quite a few things just slot straight in. So although they need a bit of tweaking, I think I'm going to go with those there. I'll take them out till I've done the other pages though. So I might tweak them on camera, or I might just do them when I've finished. Just get these done and call it a video. Depends how quick I choose what I want on them. And then my idea will be in the next video, we'll go through and put pockets and tucks and things in the other pages where we want them. Choose where I want them, put them in, and then that might take 2 videos. Depends how easy I make the decisions. Then after that, what I normally do is I go back through and then I add page decorations or stamps, or fill in any little blank spaces that are glaring, things like that. Go back through and just zhuzh it up, add the bling and the bits. So I think that's what we'll do here. So I'll get these 2 done today. Hopefully it should be quite a quick make, and then we can move on a little bit. It's nice when you've got background already done and it doesn't need everything on it. I love collaging, but sometimes it's nice just to have it all done for me. I mean, I've brought all the bits all made plain. Let's get rid of that wrinkly bag. I like the sound, but not everybody does. So I brought all a few bits, but mainly plain collaging scraps. Yep, some of them really should be in the bin. They're that small, but can't do that. A few words. Let me pick those up. You can't see the top of there, can you? Keep doing that to you. I'm really struggling to get my camera angle where it's good at the minute, but I'll keep persevering. Just keep telling me. There we go. Just keep telling me when it's good and when it's not, or if you've got any good ideas. I'll get some fussy cuts out as well. I've got all the fussy cuts in here, the little fairies and things like that. I noticed today that I've had a couple of messages. I don't know why this suddenly came up, from people that had left them a couple of days ago. So I don't know if anybody's got any ideas the best place to find your messages. When people comment on your videos, you YouTubers out there, because some of them just come through as, such and such person has commented, and it comes up and I can reply. But then today I found 2 that was 14 and 18 hours ago, something like that. And I didn't even see the comments there. So if you know somewhere where I can find the comments, every few hours or so, please tell me. Or no, I don't know how else I can do that. Yes, please tell me how I can find all my comments so I'm not missing any. Right, I've got too much out now. Let's have a look. Get rid of the pockets and start on the tags, I think. So this one's got a little bit of blue on it, but a fairly blank tag, so we can get anything on it. This one, it's quite, it's kind of got a centerpiece already, so it doesn't need so much. I want to tie it into Flower Fairies, but I don't want to be fighting what's on the tag already, so unless we cover some of it up, we'll see. Right, so I'll take some of the really bigger pieces out that are not going on here, and see if we've got a fairy that Oh yeah, I had to look at him earlier. I think he went with the blue. I really like him. He's not a flower fairy. He looks like he's got butterfly wings to me, but Flower Fairies and Friends, I think we'll call it. So I think we want something small on here. I like the babies. I don't know that one will fit, but we'll leave it out. No. Some little tickets might go on. We'll leave them up there. The big fairies are no good. No. That's a baby one, but I don't think... I mean, obviously I can cut it more. No, the toadstool doesn't go with the... So some of these tiny little ones. That bird's not the right size for the flower, is it? But the fairy might be. Right, we've nearly got all the little ones now. Oh, what's she doing? No. Not sure. Another ticket. Yellow though, I don't think that's going to go. Oh, see this? I found something. What have I done with it? I left it out to show you. I think I've lost it now. I'll show you it when I find it again. It's on here, but there was the cutest little picture and I cut it out of a fairy dog. Can you see that dog there? It's got wings on him. Oh, he was so cute, really cute. I cut it out and put it on the top somewhere. Oh, here he is. Obviously I'm not, well, I don't think I'm going to put him in the journal, but I thought he was gorgeous. I might tuck him in one of the envelopes for somebody to find, actually. Isn't he cute, or is it just me? Am I just daft? Don't answer that one. I think I already know. So that's a nice smallish one. Birds. Birds. One colour. Oh, she's pretty. Okay, we don't want flowers because they're already there. That's a pretty little cameo, but I don't think that goes. Right, let's look what we've got. Sorry if that took forever. Thank you for my extra subscribers as well. I've had another little influx. I don't know if I've told you before, I think I probably have, but I film on my phone. I do everything on my phone. My computer is like, well, it's nearly steampunk. It nearly works on steam. It's very, very old, over 10 years old. So I can do some very basic things on it, but I can't get on YouTube and do stuff like that, which is probably why I'm not finding my comments. And I know if you go on your computer onto YouTube, you can find your subscribers as well. And I can't do that. So it's lovely to know you, but I've no idea who you are unless you leave a comment below. So if you are a subscriber who hasn't commented yet, if you just put a little smiley face down in the comments, that would be nice. I'd be able to find you. For those of you that have commented, I know who you are, and I can find you on your channel or answer you those comments that I found, that is. But if anybody knows of a way to find on your iPhone your subscribers, I'd love to have a look who you are. Right, let's chat more, getting on with this now. Quite like that she might be sitting on that flower there. Do you want her on a lower one? No, I quite like her on that one. And I think they're not very big tags, so we probably only want one fairy on each, although she looks like she's looking down at something. What are you looking down at, fairy? A little tiny one? Yeah, right, that was good. Right, don't lose that doggy. Let's put him somewhere safe. You definitely need something, Mr. Butterfly Fairy, don't you? It's got to be lace, I think. Lace or cotton, what are we? This one's beautiful. So here's a little bit more blue, shall we? I haven't got much blue lace in the journal yet. Shall we have some blue lace on him somewhere? Yeah, maybe it can be the tab. So, I think all I need then is a word. So what words? Can you see those? Yeah. Inspire, seedling. I think we've had seedling once, haven't we? Special, faith. Dance, breathe, discover, peaceful, imagine. I think I quite like him on there. Might put him, back him onto a bit of paper or something. Not him, it. I quite like the green of that one. Beaming. No, I like the seedling. I think I might use it again. There's no reason why we can't have it twice, is there? Right. Let's have a bit of lace going on. Right, of course this has got to go into a fairly snug pocket, I think, hasn't it? What have I done with them? Maybe the lace needs to be on the outside of the pocket at the bottom. So just put him on some book page or something. What have we got? Doily. I'm feeling book page now I've said it. Oh, that's quite white. Oh, it's creamy white. It's quite thick. Oh, that certainly is tatty. I've done it too. Chop him down a bit because I can see a white edge. Make it a bit smaller. Looks like Superman. What are we thinking? Would it be better on a label? Let's have a look at the labels. You've seen these before. We need a contrasting colour, don't we? And something going that way. Don't want much, do I? Oh, no. Take some of these big ones out. Brown. Right, now I can see the label. I quite like the book page. Oh, just call me awkward. Let's ink that book page. It's nice and peaceful and quiet here today. A little bit dull and overcast, but it is dustbin day. I'm expecting the dustbin men within the next half an hour or so. I'm kind of hoping I'll be done so you don't hear it because they are quite loud. I live quite close to the road. All my garden's out the back, the front is very small. So here's hoping we get done before they, or that they don't come early. Right, where are we going with this? I'm not sure about that number now, the label. It's because I want to put lace or material under it and I know it'll be too bulky. That's why I'm not liking what I'm putting. Or is it that the face is the same colour as the background, do you think? I like the green, but he doesn't look peaceful. Thankful? Let's try thankful. Have I gone too low now? No. I'm going to try that labelling now because it's the same colour as that thankful. Right, what do we think? Too much? No, I'm going to go for it. I'll always cover it up with something else if I don't like it. I'm getting so that I can't make a decision at the moment, so perhaps it's better to make a wrong decision than no decision at all. What do you think? Yeah, so talk about the subscribers. I said I was thinking of doing one at 50, unless people thought it was a silly idea, and of course you lovely guys all came on and said, of course it's not silly, you can do whatever you want to do. And I feel like celebrating at 50, and I'm very, very nearly there, so I think probably next video, or the one after, I'll be there. So I've got an idea. What I'm going to cut that off a little bit, make it smaller. I've got an idea. Well, I've got an idea of two things. That's not very straight, Denise. And I couldn't decide which. I'm not going to tell you yet and tell you when it's time. And then I thought, well, different people already have different things and want different things. So maybe I could give you the choice. Suggest two things that I would like to offer as a giveaway to the person that's drawn out of the hat, whose name's drawn, and then let you choose which you'd rather have. I think that's probably what I'll do. So maybe next video, or maybe the one after. As soon as I do my day ahead, probably the one after. Unless I'm counting my chickens, of course. It could be days and days and weeks, who knows, but that's what I'm going to do. So what do we think to a bit of that up the top? Yep. Right, we're going to fabric tack him because he's shiny on the back like the book. I'm still here, just concentrating on getting the glue around the edges, sorry. Where's my dry wipe? There it is. Everything's here somewhere today, it's just where. So wish I had a camera that just came down out of the ceiling and I could put it wherever I wanted. I haven't got shelves or anything over me, so I can't put one on a shelf. So the tripod at the moment is my only option, and it doesn't matter where I put it. It's either, I'm either working round it or you don't get a very good view. Right, are we thinking the blue lace? I think that's a bit more greeny myself. See what else we've got in here. Look at the lovely golden bling. That's got a bit of that's got to go somewhere, but not perhaps on the outside, not on the inside. Oh, I keep forgetting what I was going to say. I was going to say something then. Completely gone. A bit more of that, do we think? Yeah, I like him. And we've got blue on the front opposite. You see that now? So it's kind of going opposite this page. Just bear with me, I'm putting it lower. It's got to go opposite that. I'm not sure the green and the blue are right. Yeah, I think it's going to be the blue lace. Decision made. Blue lace it is. Do you want quite a big one? Yeah. Sideways, sideways. I'm just going to fabric tack it on. I might put a bit of bling on the front of it. Was I in the middle of saying something then? Because I've completely forgotten if I was. Don't know if I was in the middle of saying something or I was just thinking something. Do you sometimes feel like that you're getting worse instead of better? I think I feel a bit like that today. Maybe ready for a bit of a lay-in or something. Bling. Are we feeling black? Don't think we want pink because he's blue, isn't he? Yeah, I think we'll go with black. Let's stick a bit of him over there. No, too much. Oops. Cut this down, it'd be easier to see. As you can hear, I'm throwing things off the edge of my table. I think the camera angle is a lot lower because I feel like you haven't got much room to see what I'm doing. Still want something else on the top of there, but I'll put the bling on and leave it for now. No doubt something will just fall out of a tub and shout at me. something fabricy. Oh gosh, that was a lot of glue. And maybe stuck to this. I'm off. Yeah, something else in there, I don't know. But I'm not going to force it, I'm going to wait until it comes to me. Okay, everything's encroaching in the space. Back you go. Oh, that sounds like a book through the letterbox. I am expecting one. Yes, it's a fairy book. Do we want anything behind these? I quite like her just sat there. It's just something behind that word again. We're going to have the same trouble. What did I have last time? Book page. I think any music that I've got is going to be far too small, so that's some different coloured book page. Oops, sorry, I pulled my microphone then. I don't know if it made a noise for you. I'm sorry if it did. Well, that's old book page. It's a bit like fabric. Not really old, but squeak. And I think I might have made it a little bit small. Let's see, because I don't want a straight edge on the bottom. Nobody wants a straight edge on the bottom, do they? There we go. That's going to do it. Where did the glue? There. The glue stick go is what I was going to say. I've got some little threads of glue stuck on my thumb. I keep pulling them, they won't come off, but they attach to everything I pick up. I know Rachel at Roxy Creations, she often says, because she uses a glue stick a lot, I think that's what causes the problem. She often says that she has a wet face cloth, flannel I would call it, but I'm old. A wet face cloth or something like that, wet towel maybe. And I keep thinking that what a good idea, but I've never got around to organising it yet. I think that would be the thing, because I've tried it with the wet wipes. The wet wipes, I don't know, because they've got so much moisturising in them. Oh, I forgot my lovely lace. That could have gone. Oh no, it can't. It's going in the thing. They kind of make it more slimy, just kind of reactivate it, I find, the wet wipes. So I think a nice terry toweling piece of towel off it. Whoops, that's a lot of glue. Wipe that off on something. That's it. Might be the way to go. Sorry about this constant squeaking. Okay, someone at the door. Okay, sorry about that, guys. There was somebody at the door. I had a quick look at my camera angle and you were very, very close. So I've moved you back a bit now. I hope you're not too far back. Let me know what you think. But I've not done anything while he was gone, but I have made myself a quick cup of tea, so I'm not quite as croaky now. So we were sticking these back on here, weren't we? So that's Fabri-Tac, and then some lace and bits on the yeah, I've started losing my words again. The envelopes, no, not the envelopes. What are these going in? Pockets, that's it. We'll get there. It threw me with speaking to somebody at the door. Some lace and bling on the pockets. I'm thinking as I look at that, because I want to set on that flower, she's quite high. Rather than a tab, I think I might have a punch a hole. Yeah, punch a hole in that one, and I'll stuck that one down. Put perhaps some rick-rack or some lace through the top of it. Wonder if it wants something here. Again, like that one, I think I'll just leave it and see. I think it maybe does need something just to, I'm not sure. Let's punch a hole in it and put a grommet in it and then see what we think. I've said it a few times on this channel while I'm filming, and I still feel the same. Right, never get these in the middle. Get your finger out of it, Denise. Nope, and I haven't this time. When I put things away and leave them and get them out again, I feel completely different about them. They look completely different to me. So sometimes you just have to go with the flow and, you know, do what you think and then leave it. And then when you come back to it, either something comes to you and you're like, yeah, that's exactly what it needed, or actually you quite like it as it is. So I'm thinking, when they've been inked, I might ink them. Have I got anything to put in the top of that? I've got pink Rick Rack. I think that might go actually. So sometimes rather than fighting it, for me anyway, I don't know about you guys, if I'm just not coming up with what I want, or I'm not happy with what I want, I leave it and come back to it. I think I'm gonna, no, I was going to put a staple in there, but I think it'll fight the, won't look right against the metal of the grommet. I was trying to say, that was it, the eyelet. Don't know if they are grommets, are they? I think they are. Another word for the eyelet. I have to have a look at my table. I wonder if I've, because it's got a pull out leaf on it, I wonder if it's gone in a little bit, and that's why it's squeaking so much. Okay, so that might need some bling on it when it's dry or something. I'll just hold it for a few minutes. So yeah, when they're inked they look different, and sometimes I'm finding other things. So like I've got a couple of pouches of snippets and little clusters and things like that. Sometimes something just jumps out of there at me. I just spotted while I'm holding this, these the two labels that we pulled out, tickets or whatever. Ah, I've still got a bit of glue stuck on my thumb that everything's sticking to. That's got a fairy on it. It's got quite a bit of blue on it as well. Maybe on the pocket. It's nice hanging off there, but it's got, like I say, it's going in quite a tight pocket. Yeah, that's held for now. I think I'll just tie a little piece of pink embroidery floss or something around there when it's properly dry, to make a little bow or something like that. Make it a little bit more secure and a bit finished off. So this one should be dry now. Let's give it a little bit of ink. Remember I said I wasn't going to over ink things in this journal, but I'm feeling these tags need it. Maybe it's different each day. I feel different each day about the inking. Or maybe it's that these are not on the page, and when I look at the page everything's creamy and peachy and it doesn't need the grungy. I've said before though, I do like the grungy type things on my journals. Oh, excuse me, funny noise. That was me just pursing my lips because I was thinking. Right, let's just get something on the, I won't call them envelopes again, pockets. Are we in view? Yep. And this one should be even easier because I found that lovely lace that I quite fancied on there, didn't I? We was going to have a bit of blue on there, but I'm wondering about the cream. A bit of both, maybe. Perhaps a ticket. Sometimes if you just throw things on, they suggest something to you. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes the suggestion is get me off here. I look silly. Oh, I don't know what's up with me today. I think I'm losing the plot. So I'm just popping a few things on to see what's speaking to me, basically, if you're wondering what I'm doing. I suppose everybody creates their art differently, and maybe differently on a different day, depending on how you're feeling. So I don't want any more words on it. They're quite smallish pockets. Quite like what I've got on there actually, so I don't think I want any more fairy pieces. Let's just see if anything's shouting at me, but I don't think so. The little dog woofing at me. Oh, that's a sweet little bird though. See, it's always worth a look. Toadstool, no. No, I think that's it. So, I've got toadstool on there, bird toadstool. Let's cut this down a little bit. Oop. Make it look a bit more ratty-tatty. Quite a big piece from there, wasn't it? I quite like these tickets on here now though. Should have a bird in that nest. No, not feeling the ticket. Don't know about the... Perhaps if it went quite a bit further behind. Oh yeah, because it looks, when that little fairy's in the pocket, it's going to look like she's looking down at the bird. Yep, let's stick it on. Just wondering about pop it on. Sometimes just go with your first instinct and trust it. If the colours, if you get colours and things that match, or you know, either clash really well with each other, colours that are working, should we say, you can't really go wrong with the rest of it. The rest of it's kind of personal taste, art-wise. Yep, I like that. Scruffy like a bird's nest. Then if I fabric tap the birds on top, they're going to be kind of lifted up a little bit. Give it a bit of perspective. Is that the word I mean, or do I mean dimension? Stuck up a bit, how about that? Not flat. Probably both mean that. Oh, well, the stickiest thumb in Lincolnshire today. I'll press it down with it. Yep, and I'm feeling the ink again around the top of there. Should have done it before I stuck everything on. Let's move this wire, that's it. So if I decide later on, when I've put it away and got it out again, that I want a word or something blingy or pretty on there, I can do that at a later date, rather than sticking something on it now and regretting it later. So that will look like that. Yeah, I like that. She's looking down at the bird. And then when we take her out, she's looking at the ticket. And it is backed. Yay, one down. Wasn't a quick one, like I said, even with the break. So shall we put both of those laces on there rather than choose? What do we think? Is that a bit too much? Let's look at it with that inside. Yep. Quite like these. Do I want two or just one? That's a nice layered look. Whatever you are, I don't like you. Off you go. That's it. And look, we've got a ticket with a fairy on. Kind of looks thrown on, but sometimes just thrown on is, yeah, thrown on it is. So So a bit of Pritt stick on the ticket, that's all that needs. It's copy paper to copy paper really. Was it that way? Well, the fairy's the right way up anyway. This won't go down the way it was. So I'm just going to put a bit of Pritt stick on the bottom layer to stick that, because when I use Fabri-Tac now on the other two pieces of lace, it'll seep down into that. In fact, I'll put that on it, I think. And yeah, I can't remember where it was anyway, so. Did we have this one kind of that way? That was touching the label, wasn't it? Yeah, so it'll seep through and that will hold it, all three layers in place. Oops. And again, give it a bit of dimension. Get off me. I'm sure it's the Pritt stick that sticks to me rather than the Fabri-Tac. Yeah. And again, I don't know if it needs something up here, something tiny, maybe some stickles, maybe some, I don't know, a little stamp of something, but nothing that's springing to mind at the moment. I do feel that it needs something, but I'm going to leave it alone, let it rest and see what speaks to me. Okay, so we've done those two and they're going in the front. I showed you these two, and I'm just going to back those and then we'll put those in the other pocket. So next time we will see 3, hopefully, pockets already done and in, and get on with some of the other tucks, etc. So now I've got to go and learn how to put 2 films together. If I don't manage it, there'll be a part 1 and a part 2 like I've done before, but I would love to be able to just put them together into one film. Thank you for sticking with me. It's probably been a bit chaotic, but I hope you've enjoyed something that you've seen. It's been really lovely spending time with you, and hopefully see you tomorrow for a more professional video. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.